Hello my viewers, welcome to my blog with you Larissa Coughlin and YouTube homepage. Time to go and check on YouTube homepage what's going on here. It's the bottom. It's the bottom of the homepage at August 11, 2026. I was not electing Donald Trump. I pissed off with the debates and decided to not vote at all. And that night of the election, after 2 o'clock, I saw how suddenly, quickly, Fox News, with Fox News participation, they announced the winner, their boss, Donald Trump. So if the Fox News would have a Kamala Harris as a boss or better promises for support, then she would be our president now. But unfortunately, people like lies, sweet lies. They have some accounts, not in here, some Italian, that's why we have so many Italians here, but some kind of freaking accounts they have in Italian banks. Yes. I don't know, with their visa and unknown identification, if they sit in long time on the Fox News. And so much BS we've been hearing from the Fox News. Who is sticker there? Who is true? Hard to say. But one thing we know, that it was a BS election if we got Donald Trump back, because nothing good happened till now, almost 2 years. Yeah, almost 2 years soon will be. And now it's middle elections coming, and I am not voting for this kind of person who neglecting me all the way, cheating, fooling, lying, making a big show. This is a really camouflage, person of camouflage in all life. That's the everyday of his living. Why those people we need in this government? You would run away from this person, kind of, right? When you figured out that this is all about the lies, it's very dangerous to live with such a person, and especially pretend to be a president. And you know, it's a really poor government, very poor administration. If they don't know what to do, is a problem after problem. Was it settled, the blueprint of the God from above, to have him in our government, to do such a good road to the bright and lovely future for all Americans? No, of course not. 2 years waste of time. Nothing done good. I overworked and waiting for something which he would never help to do towards me. He does everything opposite. This I know for sure. It's pretty nasty. I was watching and still watching, and I come to conclusion I cannot rely on this kind of guy as a president for support. I cannot. So I will never vote for him. Bondi, as a former attorney, just a few months as she's not attorney, she's a former attorney in the White House. She has a lots of evidence, of course. She was in this Epstein village, of course, we know about this too. And she has to share, not just about this, because she was already in administration. Lots of things was in there with her, so she liked to share. But how many times we see that he is taking off the government and being arrested, they say. or when it will really happen. But no, so many times we see such a evidence, we see such a, news, right? We see such a news, and he gonna get elected again, so pompous, so he's just, absolutely invincible. We say, like, nobody can hurt. We're not about talking that anybody wants to hurt. We want to get rid of inconvenience, remove person who is sticking to our government, who doesn't do nothing good for every legal citizen. I feel this way. I wish him all the best, but just don't be my leader. Do not be my government. That's all. Do not stay on my way of success. And don't make out or expect from me and my family be his slave. For that, I would ask the God to triple the size and 10 times size of that guard, strong guard, to watch the government, post offices where the whole corruption in the country was spreading out, and still there. They expect everything good for them. And enough so much talk about this, Something has to be done well, good done towards, I'm thinking myself, so in every legal citizen. I don't think anyone from the legal people satisfied with what we have as a leadership and our government. Talking about penicillin, another crisis. There is no doctors to go and trust the doctors. Very poor dentistry, by the way, for a trust, I mean. Maybe they can do something, but to trust to them, with that mind, they put it in the business. They want a quick money for a very little job. If you want to have a crown, cheese crowns, which you can buy already in stores online, selling those crowns, plastic, pretty good crowns, which all doctors probably have it without even laboratory. I figure out, because the dentist don't even send it in the laboratory. He has all sizes of crowns. He just fix the tooth, put a crown with the cement, and pretend to take so much money for this job. I tell you, people paying for the children's toys in a Toys R Us store so much less, but every toy costs actually lots of labor. But because country love its children and its citizen, the toys goes for much lower price. But every toy requires so much artistry, much more than this cup or tooth crown. And dentists are taking advantage very much. Talking about not a dentist, talk about just the doctors. Absolutely, foreigners still. Hopefully all those offices will be closed. They don't have to check the blood pressure. This is ridiculous. You did not come for a blood pressure. You feel okay. Why they try to make you something, strange out of your blood pressure? Try to make you a heart attack or what? They have something on the mind. Screw your health or screw something really. So those are not the doctors. Those are descendant from those Fauci with their vaccination and so on. That's what kind of doctors we had. We did not have a true licensed good doctors. We had all strangers and the foreigners, and all those doctors offices has to be closed, and the new doctors who we can trust must appear in the offices of United States. We impatiently wait, because when we have a cold or flu, sometimes, we need a penicillin. 100 years ago, folks, 100 years ago, in 1928, penicillin was created for our humanity. First penicillin, antibiotic, was so good, and it still could be good if lots of pharmaceutical companies would try to take advantage and vary the antibiotic till that kind of antibiotic that it doesn't do anything good. There are only one penicillin, good one, was created, one type of, to help people, not what they do now. Plus, without of trust, you cannot go to those doctors. But here suggestion is sage. Simply a sage brush. Those who has access to the mother nature, who live up north, that's where it probably grow pretty much. It's growing, it is growing like a weed. Sagebrush is like a weed. Thanks God. God provides so many good stuff for people. And people for centuries who knew were using it to get rid of lots of illness and sicknesses when it's coming occasionally with a cold, and flus. And sagebrush does help, and not only this, it's better than any jewelry in your jewelry box. It's so much helpful when you need this help. It's the urgent help when there is no trust to the doctors and no trust right now. Bet we have a government which did not do nothing to create towards to the American citizen for concerning their help to the health. Yeah, be healthy. They didn't do. There are no medical boards which you can trust. We all went through them, and we know we cannot trust them. Besides, all just recently they are changed from Obamacare, and because Obama just built himself a library recently, we hope it will not be a sign for returning back for dummies to put a sex in every medical facility, and not just medical. Everywhere you go, you're required to do a sex exchange. Yes, whatever. Because money were not involved. There were no money. There were money who would pay those who were stealing money from all those casinos. Boy, there is so much of big talk. We could talk and talk and talk. Those, fooling casinos, when they finally have to kill somebody to make excuse how they were laundering those money. First they were stealing, then they were laundering, and they have to make false documents that somebody borrowed those money, but those money they will pay in a big share, and something goes, and it's a nightmare. Stories we can say, but it was like this. They were all hungry for the money. Some kind of stupid exchange were in every medical facilities, and in dentists too. And what's bad, that those dentists were not actually truly licensed, because if they would be truly study for their licenses, they would be very careful with what's happening in their offices. But that Obamacare was so spreadable that only a bad doctors and a dentist, those who go along with Obamacare and sexual abuse for a population, they could somehow pretend to do their nasty bad, because this is the only bad job they could do. Yes, but they knew that all people mostly were illegal, as long as but they get them a job, quickly give some skills, so they could hurt the population left and right. They did not care about this, and that's what a big pain and a harm. Pain was pain from the harm which was done to the citizens of our country. It's very hard to survive through this kind of settlement as a social life. Infrastructure were very toxic, very poisonous. And now Nothing we hear to really trust, okay? So penicillin is good for now till I believe, we do believe. I believe in God. Everybody can, believe in his God. Nobody can unknowingly pretend that you have to believe only certain type of religion which have to be hangover to use some kind of church. No, we have a freedom of religion. That's what our constitution said. But the one God who believe in God certainly is. Well, maybe not a one God, but there is a God. So those who believe, we ask the God to stop this disaster immediately. And I believe that this disaster can be within one day be stopped. Yes, within one day be stopped and everything be nice. Yes, and those doctors, good doctors' offices can be settled with no time because they are existing, those good doctors. Only we need a good who? Yes, good invasion of the God best power and spirit in a good people. So I'm still focusing my camera on this sagebrush, which is really good when you don't have anything better. And maybe it is good, just, in any ways. It is good. It proved to be good as a penicillin antibiotic. It's already boring, Russia fighting with Ukraine and Ukraine beating the hell out of Russia. Population not just immigrated, and still some people immigrating, even in Iran, some of them immigrating. But soon, or maybe now, will be left only 3 nights, like this in the picture of a well-known Russian artist. 3 nights. Putin, Lukashenko, and a China leader. No, it's my half joke, but actually maybe not even them, but somebody better who deserve to guard and defend motherland. The globe, to defend the globe. Not just by patriotic songs, which you never created those songs. You spoil everything by the wrong perception and wrongdoing, but they using a good song by the bad action and go into every country, sing the song. What you singing? You're not even close to what you're singing about, I would like to say. Interesting way of having a leadership. He was failing on everything, and all of a sudden folks decide and he became a president. And everything he decided, it was fair election. Again, 6 hours ago. How many of videos like this? It's ridiculous. How he enjoying his life like this every day by every day, being toxic behavior which did not prove or improve anything in his life of his country where he lives, right? How he can be satisfied? It just look from the side, it's just no words to say. fingers. But apparently he is not what he tried to say. He's saying one thing, thinking another thing, and doing the other thing. So it's kind of very lying thing. You cannot trust this guy. If you intend to do good, you have to do good, not just playing the fingers. What attractive man, Richard Clatterman. You know who depicted in this picture? Actually, in this picture depicted Ivan the Terrible after he killed his son. When the people so depend on the power, thinking that this is everything, they becoming poisonously sick for themselves even. They are murdered, they could be murdered for anything. They just sick, becoming mentally sick. Power, like in a wrong mind, in a sick mind, cannot bring anything good. I am scrolling up, my dear friends, I am scrolling it up. Blah, blah, blah. It's so hard to believe when you fail all the way from all your desires and wishes to do everything not proper way and got into the place which not in position which no how no fitting you for keeping all of these wishes as a true. Yes, as a true. You can only keep wishing but not holding such a position which somebody else could do it better for himself also. This is my favorite song. Nice song. Yeah, time to say goodbye. Just want to say goodbye to everything which not fit your needs, really. Yeah, Russian Hermitage having such a brilliant picture of Rembrandt. Return of Prodigal Son. I love this picture because I have a copy of this picture at home with a nice frame also. And looking at this picture every time, I'm thinking, could those people imagine a picture? Okay, picture was painted already when Rembrandt lived, several centuries ago. And he depicted a time which is even whole millennium ago was, right? Those antique people days when the peace prevail all over, no matter that every family still could have some conflict situation, disagreements, right, between fathers and the kids. It always, but it goes that way that nobody could hurt each other. Nobody could be hurt. Yes, son disagree with the environment of the fatherhood. He left his house, and after some time, maybe few years, he had all opportunity, all possibility to come home. Even all his clothes teared, and the shoes, he was almost out of shoes, right? But he still could come home to see the father and say that he got his bad experience to live his life well. Yeah, this is the most important, that the children could return, find the parents, not like some kind of evil, hold the whole family split apart, based on whole lies, put a lies. If you not believe this life, not tell your mother or father this, we're gonna kill you, or your father or mother. That's what the evil. And everything was supported by the bad government. That's what I'm talking about. That's the time. 21st century. It's already decades coming here. This is a slavery. There were not slavery like this. People were going, finding the work, finding the good and bad, but nobody were abusing anybody, which was very important in that type of antique society. So people could find their way back to their relatives or the people they like or love, their friends. Yes, the friends were existing in those days, and the good relatives too. Every prodigal child has to get his way or her way back to mother or father. If he feels like nothing wrong with this, no abuse can happen, and nobody can prevent to do such things. And all lies have to be ended. Start with the bad government who supported that atmosphere filled with lies and deception. Government which basically were building a slavery in our country. We don't need such a government. I click on Latvia. Latvian song welcomed on my blog. Let's listen now, fellow singer. Let's get something real and sweet in our life.
Es jau feiti nedabūšu, spēlēšu uz rūdzu stiepru, dziedāšu kā griesa rūdzu laukā. Es jau feiti nedabūšu, spēlēšu uz rūdzu stiepru, dziedāšu kā griesa rūdzu laukā. Prieks tev griezīs mugurpusi, sapņi tavi grāvī iebrauks, dziesmas sauks uz baltu nakti laukā. Sauks uz baltu